All right, everyone. As promised, let's talk AbleEyes.org. With me, co-founder and CEO, Meegan Winters. What's up, Meegan?
Hey, Fredi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. And we want to talk about Able. We talk about it every week on our podcast, Real Talk Autism Podcast. And we thought, well, we should have you on. And we finally got a few minutes. And before we talk about AbleEyes.org, tell the listeners a little bit about you and a little bit about your background.
So I guess personally, I have a husband and two boys at home. My background professionally is I was a special educator. I taught students with autism for several years. And then I also was an assistant principal for the last 3 years of my career before starting AbleEyes.
Yeah. I obviously I met you and your husband, Evan, at the golf outing, and thank you so much for being a part of it. Is he part of AbleEyes with you as well?
Yes, he is one of the co-founders and probably one of the main reasons that AbleEyes exists. He kind of created this. This was actually an idea, a dream of mine that I had, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago. And I kind of tried to pursue it back then. It didn't pan out at the time. And then he kind of reintroduced it into my life when he introduced me to Brian Town, who's the CEO of Michigan Creative, and which they're a marketing company in the Lansing area. Mm-hmm. And they were super excited about the idea and became kind of the third co-founder of AbleEyes. And so none of this would even have happened if Evan hadn't made the introduction.
Fantastic. Are you doing this full time? Are you juggling another job or doing this? What are you doing?
This is my full-time gig. I dove in head first. And I was an assistant principal in 2017. And at the end of that school year, I left to pursue this dream.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, obviously you know about my charity, and the charity is, between the kids and the restaurant. I don't have time to do any of it, but I do it. It's a ton of work, isn't it? Ton of work.
It is, and right now I'm out of town, and tomorrow I'm out of town, and just really pounding the pavement so that I can get the word out there and share the awesome things that we're doing and provide a great resource and a free resource to families and individuals with all disabilities out in the community.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you're doing good things like this, your head is always churning to do even more and help even more people, and that takes us to AbleEyes.org. Tell the people before we talk about the website and how they can contact you. Tell us more about what AbleEyes does.
So there's actually two services that we provide on the AbleEyes website. The first service is we have video modeling, which is these are very short instructional videos, simple videos. These are it's a research-based strategy, and I used it when I was in the schools. I would make videos to help teach my students who are typically visual learners how to complete some very simple tasks without me saying, do this, and kind of saying all the steps. So having just a visual tool that takes all that auditory out of it can be very, very powerful. Mm-hmm. So we have a video modeling library, and then we have 360 virtual tours. And those are, this is really the meat and potatoes of what AbleEyes is. This is an accessibility tool for individuals that maybe have autism or really any disability or even anxiety. So they can virtually experience a location before physically walking in. So it's like what you see on Google Maps or in real estate when you can see a house before you go there. Mm-hmm. AbleEyes allows people to see a space before they go there.
Yeah, and I know with my wife and me having a child with autism, it's very hard to go to places, especially when they don't know where they're going and what it's all about. This is a great tool.
Absolutely, and that's kind of where obviously where my passion comes from and the idea comes from is, when I was in the schools, I had so many families that were just not going out into the community and not experiencing life and not going on vacations and not even going out to dinner as a family, just out of fear of the unknown. And having a tool where both the family and the child or adult can see that space ahead of time and kind of prepare can really increase the success of going out into the community.
Yes. Well, tell everybody about the website and how they can contact you, email, phone, whatever you want to give out.
Okay, yeah. The website is AbleEyes.org, AbleEyes. And my email address is Meegan, Meegan, at AbleEyes.org. I am very responsive to emails. We're on all forms of social media, so please reach out. That's where we do a lot of you can sign up for our mailing list and our email newsletters through the website, and that's where a lot of our updates are. So social media is a great way to stay in touch.
Yeah, and I follow them as well on Twitter, on Facebook. I'm sure you are on Instagram as well, AbleEyes. So, and if you missed any of that, if just contact Fredi, the pizza man, I will put you in touch with Meegan and her husband Evan. No doubt about it. So, Meegan, thank you very much for a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Fredi.
Talk to you soon.
All right,
bye-bye.